9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to HeartBeatHero Radio. The show is going to start in about 10 minutes. Thank you for joining me here on the show at 7:30 p.m. Paris time. We're going to start the show. We got Syst3m on the show. We have Shadowrunner, Jacket, and Hesdy. We're going to play some trivia. We got great tracks lined up for tonight. And now I'm just going to play some tracks for you, talk to the chat, and we're going to start with After More with Interstate Deluxe. Hey, we got Chill Collins in the house. How you doing, Chill Collins? Steve, how you doing? What time is it over there? Hello, Disturbia232. That was Interstate Deluxe by Aftermore. We're getting warmed up for the show. It hasn't started yet. In 7 minutes, we're going to start the show. And we got a great lineup for tonight. We got Syst3m, we got Shadowrunner, Jacket, and Hesdy. For the trivia, we have Shadowrunner, Jacket, Hesdy, and Syst3m. And the interview is Syst3m. So it's a great show tonight. I'm going to play another track here while we wait. We got Alex, Tokyo Rose, and Akuma with... what does it say? 3 a.m. It's 12:30 at Chill Collins' house. Disturbia232. Where are you from? Hesdy in the house. It's 6:30 in the UK, almost. That was 3 a.m. by Alex, Tokyo Rose, and the Akuma. Now, up next, we're going to play a track by Mitch Murder. I probably won't be able to finish it because the show's going to start. It's called Keep On by Mitch Murder. right, we got one more minute, and we're going to start the show. Actually, less than that. Do Atlas Neon, thank you for joining. We're going to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Welcome to the Synthwave podcast called HeartBeatHero Radio. A quick shout out to Retro Phasers on Twitch. I'm wearing his merch today. This show was brought to you by my main sponsor, Cool Mo Wee. Previously on HeartBeatHero Radio. Was amazing. Check this out. Stannis, a.k.a. Battlejuice, welcome to HeartBeatHero Radio.
Give me another Star Wars. 3 points.
No, now we're having a chat.
Oh, you want to talk?
So we do.
What do you want to,
You've never watched the show before. It was really nice of Tim to give him the answer.
Yeah, that was a really kind hint.
It was as good a one as you could have got. Like,
something happened. I counted points for the first round, which is actually a warm-up round. So those points did not count.
No, come on.
Hi, this is Cool Moe. You are listening to HeartBeatHero Radio.
First, here's a taste of some of my music.
I'll be searching for love. Don't try to run, it's already begun.
Hi there, I'm Cool Moe, and you are listening to the HeartBeatHero Radio Show. This show is sponsored by myself, Cool Moe Music, and Cool Moe Radio Shows. I'm primarily a synth-pop artist in the alt-electronic community. I'm also the creator and host of the Alt Electronic Nation with Cool Moe Radio Show on Radio Dark Tunnel, live every Wednesday. Go to my Linktree to find out all the details and follow me everywhere.
Hi, this is Clank, and you're listening to HeartBeatHero Radio.
Hi, this is Josh and Ricky from Unetics, and you're listening to HeartBeatHero Radio.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is 8X, and you're listening to HeartBeatHero Radio.
Hey, this is Joe from the Ozone Nightmare podcast.
Hi, this is Robin Lights, and you're listening to HeartBeatHero Radio.
Hi, this is Karen Zoe Lee.
Hi, I'm Syst3m.
This is Sequenza.
Oh, hello! It's me, Steven from Hot Heels.
HeartBeatHero Radio Show.
This is the HeartBeatHero Radio Show. Have a good time listening to great music, artist interviews, and some nice trivia games right now on this very channel.
Yes, it is Saturday night, the 6th of May. You're watching this show live on twitch.tv/HeartBeatHero. This is episode number 54 of the Synthwave podcast called HeartBeatHero Radio. My name is Daniel Barton, and I am your friendly neighborhood Synthwave fan. Shout out to my sponsors, Chill Collins, Jefferson Rift, Robin Lights, Keith Atherton, and an anonymous supporter. If you would like to support the show, go to patreon.com/HeartBeatHero. Tonight, I will be interviewing Syst3m Glitch. That will be live at 8:30 p.m. Paris time. And for the trivia at 9 p.m., we will have Shadowrunner, Jacket, Hesdy, and Syst3m Glitch. Alrighty then, let's get the show on the road. Coming up on the show are tracks by Arcade High, Bradley Denniston, Skaven 252, Chill Collins, and many more. But first, we go to Warsaw, Poland. He takes us on a trip through time and space with an elegant mix of synthwave based on trance hypnotic bass line, chill sequences, and futuristic space sounds. I'm lucky enough that Cyberwalker took the time to create a remix of my track, Into Oblivion. This is Into Oblivion by HeartBeatHero, the Cyberwalker remix. That was Into Oblivion by HeartBeatHero, the Cyberwalker remix. Shout outs to the chat. We got Chill Collins, Disturbia232 from the UK, HS1986 from the Netherlands, Atlas Neon. We got Bokanoid from the Netherlands, LIN4 from Germany, Billiard Fun Playball, a Retromark, and Esdwarfs from Germany. This episode has been sponsored by Chill Collins. Stay tuned for the first issue of the comic book series this summer. Official soundtrack for the Darkstar Anthologies comic series is out now on all platforms, and the Kickstarter will be available soon. Now go to thedarkstaranthologies.com to get some merch. Here's a sponsored ad by Chill Collins, and then 2 tracks off his new album, Prologue, and The Calling, featuring Trent.
Transport yourself to the retro-futuristic world of Synthetica. A world where the lines between man and machine are blurred. A deal with the devil is made, and a promise he will keep. The album you didn't even know you were waiting for. The Darkstar Anthologies, the debut album from Chill Collins. Available now on Spotify and Bandcamp.
Yeah, that was Prologue and The Colling featuring Trent by Chill Collins. This show has been supported or sponsored. It's been supported and sponsored. No, it's been sponsored by Synthwave 83, Angela Barton, Medium.nl, my sister Lee Ellen, my mom Haiti, and my wife. We got one shout out to the chat. That's Star Madman. Thank you for joining in. Let me tell you about my dream, Daniel's dream. I was racing in a Formula One car against Brad Pitt. And it was in Monaco. And then after 20 rounds, I realized that he left me. He wasn't racing me anymore. So I stopped racing. I searched for him everywhere. And finally, I see him getting out of a car. I say, Brad, you left me. He said, I had to do some charity work, man. But you left me hanging. He said, chill, man. It's for charity. Then Jennifer Aniston came out of the car and said, guys, stop fighting. Not in front of the cameras. Then I woke up. It was a great dream. With over 18 million plays on Spotify, Arcade High killed it with their live performance at Neon Retro Fest in April of 2023. I watched this video and I was hooked to this next track. Here's a snippet of their live performance at Neon Retro Fest. All right, that was the snippet of their live performance at Neon Retrofest from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in the USA. Arcade High is Ryan Boozle and Patrick Ferroni. This is the full version of Safe State by Arcade High. Yes, that was Safe State by Arcade High. That was amazing to dance to, going out of my brain insane. All right, check out my new monthly podcast I host together with Synthwave 83. It's called Hang Out with Dawn and Daniel, and it's available on SoundCloud. We play tracks and talk about pop culture and everyday life. Now, up next is Bradley Denniston. He has worked on production for the Lego Movie's hit song, Everything is Awesome. Also writing music for Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, 22 Jump Street, and Thor Ragnarok. He is an amazingly talented artist and producer. This is What If by Bradley Denniston.
You got me wanting to walk up, baby, 'cause your eyes are on me like crazy, and I'm wondering what a night would be with you. I'm almost on already. Girl, you got me hypnotized. The guy you giddy and up all night. This feels like something that could be a lot more. What if you wanted me the way I want you? Wanted me the way I want you. What if you wanted me the way I want you? Wanted me the way I want you. Wow. You got everything I want, never want me to take you out, 'cause you hate crowds. Can we stay in all night and make out? We're almost gone already. This bottle's got us hot and heavy, and just one more sip might change the mood. This feels like something that could be a lot more. What if you wanted me the way I want you? Wanted me the way I want you. What if you wanted me the way I want you? Wanted me the way I want you. I want you. This feels like something that could be a lot more. What if you wanted me the way I want you? Wanted me the way I want you. What if you wanted me the way I want you? Wanted me the way I want you. I want you.
Yeah, that was What If by Bradley Denniston. And just wanted to mention in the chat, they're talking about a dream somebody had about my dog that disappeared, and I had to kill everybody because they killed my dog. So very cool. Up next is Peter Hodgba from Stockholm, Sweden. Music from the golden age of the PC demo scene and beyond. You may know Peter Hodgba from his work on the Future Crew demos. Demo scene music from the 1990s until this day. The music for the Bejeweled games he also created. Find more of his tracks on Bandcamp. Go to skaven252.bandcamp.com and support him there. This is Loserboy by Skaven252. ride. That was Loserboy by Skaven 252. In 30 minutes at 8:30 p.m. Paris time, I'm going to interview System Glitch. Coming up next is Mitch Murder, Dreamreaper, Knight Rider 87, Graystars, Lucas Fernandez, and Clintone. And it's time for the pre-recorded show. I'm going to see you in the chat. Welcome to the pre-recorded show. This is Keep On by Mitch. Welcome to the pre-recorded show. This is Keep On by Mitch Murder.
Ooh.
That was Keep On by Mitch Murder. Up next is Penumbra by Dreamreaper. That was Penumbra by Dreamreaper. Up next is Nedras' Theme by Knight Rider 87. That was Nedras' theme by Knight Rider 87. Up next is Vigilante by Graystars. That was Vigilante by Graystars. Up next is MetaFury by Lucas Fernandez.
The metaverse is a world full of wonders. In this dimension, you can be whoever you want to be, do whatever you want to experience, and go places your imagination wouldn't even think of. Starting now, you can choose your following destination. Beware, the experience you're about to live has no limits. The difference between here and reality is inexistent, and all your senses will be interconnected. Now you choose heaven or hell. You chose hell. Welcome to hell. MetaFury initiated. Get ready. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And all your senses will be interconnected.
That was MetaFury by Lucas Fernandez. Up next is MBM by Clintone. That was MBM by Clintone, and let's get back to the show. And welcome back to the live show, and it's time for my first interview of the night from Daytona Beach, Florida in the United States. This 2020 Synthwave artist has won a remix competition and it has been featured on New Retrowave. He has released his full album in 2021 called Beyond Stars, which is available on systemglitch.bandcamp.com and all other platforms. Working together with many talented Synthwave artists, Bobby aka System Glitch. Welcome to HeartBeatHero Radio.
Hey there, thanks for having me. This is awesome.
All right, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm great. Pressed and dressed, ready to make a mess.
All right, you played live at Neon Retro Fest. How did that performance go? How did the audience respond? Who did you meet? Tell me more.
Oh my gosh, so much happened there. I made a casual announcement actually at the beginning of my set at Neon Retro Fest, which is one of the bigger synth events of the year, right? That it was my very first live show. I've done a lot of studio work. I've played live with a lot of other bands before, but I'd never had a chance to do me live and in person. Man, it was wild. I went off without a hitch. I had a chance to go, I went on right before Starfarer, who went on right before Arcade High. So it was a really, really great show that night. We basically finished off the weekend. I had a really monumental experience, man. I was focused on just making sure I didn't lose my cool or lose track of where I was at, and you know how it goes.
Yeah.
But during the course of the set, I found out, man, I was like, I cannot believe I got to check something off my bucket list, Daniel. So I had on my bucket list, sing a song in front of a crowd where people knew the lyrics.
Oh, wow. They sang with you?
Oh my gosh, it was amazing.
That is amazing.
There were a couple songs that people knew and connected with it, and it just blew my mind. So that's amazing. I have another show coming up that I can't say much more about just yet. In August, I got invited on the back end of that to something in August. It's going to be up near Boston. And then I've got another show actually coming up in December off the heels of that as well. So I'm actually starting to book, which is wild. So very encouraged, very exciting. I met a lot of great people. I know you asked about who those people were. I'll tell you a couple. So I spent pretty much the weekend with Michael Oakley, who was the songwriter and the recording artist that produced the control track for New Retrowave. Mm-hmm. That's where the remix contest was, where I actually found my little point of entry into the scene. So he and I have been talking forever and ever and ever, like just on the regular, and he actually flew down to meet me, which I thought was super special. Phaserland was there. Max, I apologize. Max Overdrive was there. Robert Parker was there. I got to spend some time with him. Betamax was there. Both charming people. And Arcade High, I had a wonderful time spending time with. They actually helped me kick off my set. When we started my set, we kicked a whole bunch of beach balls out into the crowd together to set the party.
I think
off.
I saw part of that.
So, yeah. So it was a good vibe. It was very encouraging. When I wrapped my set up, actually, I took like 5 minutes, just kind of caught my breath, went out into the concourse where the merch transactions were going on. Somebody shouted, "There he is." Everything stopped and the whole room burst into applause a second time.
Wow.
And I had no choice of what to do. All I did was I just fell to my knees and did the Wayne's World, "We're Not Worthy," because it's all that came to mind. I couldn't talk. You know what I mean? I was just spellbound by the whole thing. Really, really special. What a great way to say welcome to a newbie like me.
Did you stay there for the full 3 days or?
Yeah, I was there for the whole weekend. I finally got to meet the other Glitch. I met the well-known DJ Faith in the Glitch. We got to spend some time together. We started counting the number of times people referred to our artist handles as being similar and tried to introduce us to each other. We got up to like 12, I think, 12 times. You should meet this guy. He's got a name like yours, But it was a really, really special weekend. Reminds me of why we make music. Showed me who I was making music for. Made some new fans. Signed a lot of merch. Sold out of records. Actually, it was really, really wild. And then I discovered that while I was there, we started talking about where everybody lived. There's a couple synthwave artists that are only within like an hour radius of me.
Wow.
So we got some in-person collaborations coming up, which is very exciting too.
I think those are the best because you really get to see each other and touch the same things and and hear the vibes in the room. And you're saying so many things. I've had so many questions prepared. I'm just gonna go with it. Let's see.
Sure.
So let's go back into time. You were a young child. You were riding your BMX, listening to your Walkman. How was music introduced into your life?
I have one very distinct memory of music being introduced into my life. And I remember being on the floor in my lower income apartment. I was probably 5 years old, and my parents handed me down an 8-track player. So that should date me. That should date me pretty good. But so they handed me an 8-track player, and I only had 3 tapes. I had Olivia Newton-John, Mitch Ryder, and Thriller.
Mitch Ryder, never heard of that one.
Yeah, he was like a Motown type.
Okay.
So, but the Michael Jackson tape, I wore it out. I mean, I must have broken it. And it's interesting because the last project I just finished up, I got an upcoming collaboration where I finally channeled my inner Michael a little bit, and it was wild. It was wild. It's all still in there, man. But that was my first memory. It was just like slowing down the play button, or pushing the stop button like halfway in to kind of warp it, and just like it was my first remix when I was 5.
And so from that, you started. What was the next step in the evolution of that?
So I didn't realize how much of a core memory that was to me until over the last couple of years. But I grew up in a small town in North Carolina, full of like retirees, and they were all like grandparents. And I lived with my grandparents for a while, and every house had a piano in it. Every house. And I was probably among the least remarkable of all the piano players. But I remember starting out. I know Chill Collins in chat just said I was just in Asheville. That's actually almost right where I grew up. That's like 20 minutes west.
Oh, cool.
Like just minutes away. I remember spending a lot of time at the piano. I rebelled around the age of like 10 or 11, said, I don't want to do lessons anymore. I'm tired of the teacher whacking me on the wrist with a ruler, And so I rebelled for a while. And then I came back around the age of 14, started doing music again. Because I wanted to, not because I had to. Changed everything. I joined my high school band. Who wouldn't? You know what I mean? But I spent some time there, actually developed an instrument and obtained a full scholarship to college for performing arts.
Wow.
So yeah, I went as a saxophone major, actually, which I do dreadfully too little of now. I've almost forgotten the instrument. I'm starting to pick it back up again, but I switched to voice about halfway through and sang a lot of opera. But somewhere along the way, after college, I ended up getting like a regular Joe job instead. Don't know how that happened, but I just kind of fell into like this ditch.
Was it like a desk job, or were you?
Yeah, it was like a desk job. And I remember meeting up with a couple friends at that office. They were like, hey, we produce music. And, I was like, oh my gosh, me too. I would love to talk to you a little bit more. And we developed some great relationships. We actually opened a recording studio in Orlando. Spent some time there. I kind of climbed the ranks pretty quick and didn't expect to, wasn't trying to, but I met a lot of people over and over. Like, you got to meet this guy's got to meet you. I joined a pretty big corporate band at that time that we covered like a lot of Earth, Wind and Fire, Santana, top 40 stuff. And I made a lot of connections there while I was there for that. And I ended up landing a job for a little while at a place called KDS, which was the competitive studio to Transcontinental. Transcontinental was where all that Ron Perlman stuff with NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys all happened. So while they were working with them, I was working with Christina Aguilera and R. Kelly and all these guys. And I was mostly a studio engineer. I did some backup vocals, and that was really cool. And then somewhere along the way, I just kind of grew up, realized I wasn't playing a young man's game anymore. And I moved into commercial music. So I started making jingles and soundtracks and stuff like this. When this remix contest came along, I was like, it's been forever since I've made a track for myself. And I just launched into it full bore. So the remix winning track was my very first synthwave track ever. So I'd never done it before, but I was fascinated by it. And from there, when I got told that I won a couple months later, they told me that I won the contest. It was announced in April. I was told that by June, they would have the track released. And I was like, that's 2 months. And I'm like, I need to decide like right now if I'm going to be an artist or if I'm just going to be some dude that made a song, you know? And so I was like, you know what? Let's freaking do this. You know what I mean? So I actually knuckled down and I wrote 2 tracks real quick. One's called Young and Wild and Free. That's probably the big single off my first album. And then a song called Raining in Tokyo, which has done really well on New Retro Wave also, but is actually going to be featured fully redone on the second album coming up here soon. Yeah.
Rewind a little bit back.
Yeah.
You were there any family members that were into music?
I mean, kind of. I never experienced it firsthand though. I heard my grandmother played organ in church. You know, that's where the piano was sitting in the house. My brother actually joined me in music for a while. He joined me in band, which was neat to have that connection. At least my parents weren't carting us all over to 2 different sets of things. Right. But generally I'm kind of the loner, bit of an anomaly, I guess.
All right. And you mentioned in another podcast that you went to church when you were younger. I also went to church when I lived in the States, and singing was one of my favorite things in church, and the potlucks.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering what your church experience was for you.
Oh my gosh. So I grew up in a Methodist church, which is actually, that was sort of the cause for where I grew up. The town I grew up in was called Lake Junaluska, and it was like the world headquarters for the World Methodist Council. They didn't even know there was such a thing, but it was all retired preachers. So I didn't really have a choice in my environment. It was just, this was it. This was the norm. This was the life. This is what you believe. This is what you do. This is what your music sounds like. Young man, get out a hymnal. You know what I mean? And all of that. You know, even today, I still serve. I actually help to direct music at a place here in Central Florida. It's pretty well put together. It's a pretty special place.
Okay, so very cool.
Yeah, still very involved. Yeah,
I know your dad did something with music. You say you didn't know what, because I remember you talk about old piano books from your dad on the podcast.
Yeah. Wow, man, you've definitely done some research, man. So yeah, he had tried to do piano, and in that piano bench when I was a kid, I remember cracking it open, and this is actually how I got thrust into piano. Actually, was I opened that bench. You know, because the old piano benches, they had a lid and you kept all your books in there. So, I mean, there was like this thing called the Blacksmith Song, and it was like literally published in like 1950 or something. And so I grabbed it. It had scribble all over it. It had my dad's name on it, and he must have picked it up as a kid. They kept it ever since. They probably never touched it once he put it in the drawer. It's probably been in there forever. But I remember throwing it up on the music stand and looking at it and kind of understanding that when the notes went up, the pitch went up. When the notes went down, the pitch went down. I had no idea what anything represented, but I sang really off key and tried to make my own music almost immediately. And I think my grandparents picked up on that and said, you know what, this guy really wants to figure this out, so let's help him. And that's when they threw me into lessons, and that's how that all started. Yeah.
All right. I want to play your track, Young and Wild and Free, featuring Jesse Malayan on sax. Could you tell me a bit about the track and maybe pronounce his name correctly?
Oh, sure. I'll lead off with that because I would want to do him the justice. So his name is Jesse Malloy. He was the traveling sax player for the Midnight for a while. He sat on a lot of their material. He also plays saxophone for a band you might have heard of called Panic at the Disco. So I actually had a chance to connect with him. He's also a church body, by the way, just so you know. That song was the first, oh my gosh, I've got to make some synthwave track after that remix, right? Mm-hmm. So I had originally like a lead line on the synthesizer that was like the line that Jesse plays in the song predominantly. And I didn't plan on putting it on sax. And just one day I remember stepping away from the song for a while. And then I came back to it like a couple months later, and I was like, I misheard it because I was listening to it from the other room. And I was like, man, that really sounds like a sax part. I should make some connections, you know. And I ended up giving him a call. We had a chance to work on it together. He was really, really gracious. He over recorded. I was like, hey, can you just do this? And he was like, yeah, I did this, but I also gave you some of this, and I did some of that, and I did some of this. He gave me way too much material for me to digest. I could almost take all of his extra parts and just make another song out of them. But he did a killer job on that song. And the song really is just about, it kind of just follows the sunrise and the sunset metaphorically. So basically, like, the sun goes down, causing the neon lights to fire up. And it's kind of a look back at, like, as the sun sets, it basically represents us getting a little older, right? And kind of looking back at those good times, the things that really stand out were the brightest, like the neon things. And then as the sun rises, I think we kind of wake up with that realization that we can't go back, but we can recreate some new things. And man, weren't we really in charge back then? So it's kind of a look back at the past that's reminiscent, could be sad, but I think I chose a little bit more of a happy memory disposition with the song. You know what I mean? Just kind of celebrating the memory of our youth, I guess you could say.
All right, from the album Beyond the Stars, this is Young and Wild and Free by System Glitch.
Every breath that chance to hold.
was Young and Wild and Free by System Glitch. Now UAP RetroSynth said, what an intro. And you were sharing some software synths with Chill Collins behind the scenes in the chat. You posted on Instagram that you were married for over 10 years now to your co-producer, Katie. You have produced 2 wonderful children, a home, a life future, a legacy. I have a son of 11 and a daughter of 14. How old are your kids now? And what do they think of their dad being a music producer and artist?
I'll tell you, a lot of my background vocal ideas come from my daughter just coming in here and mumbling into the mic. She's amazing. So I will say, even though I didn't have a musical family then, I definitely do now. I married a singer not because I married her and found out she sounds great in the shower, but I married her. We met through music. I always joke with her and say I'm producing the wrong artist because she's a phenomenal vocalist, and you'll hear her a lot on the next album. Actually, I'm humbled.
Does she also sing on other artists then, or is it for a job or?
No, she's just my best kept secret, and I'll keep her. But I had one artist actually ask me there's a song on the first album, Beyond Stars, called a Place for Us that she sings on. It's kind of like a Euro dance kind of vibe on that song. And somebody asked me, they were like, hey, who's your duet with? I'd like to reach out to her. I was like, you can go through me. And they were like, well, that's kind of rude. I'm like, no, really, it's my wife. Like I prefer if you.
What are your intentions?
Yeah. What do you want with this lady? Exactly. But my daughter is 8. My son is 10. My daughter's a little more musical. My son is currently being coached by one of Ronaldo's friends for soccer right now, which is just wild. So we played a lot in the backyard. I didn't think it was going to turn into anything real, but here we go. So it's quite expensive at this stage.
Football, you mean, or soccer?
Football. Yes, it is football. European football.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he's a good boy too. But I think he's going to end up being an engineer. He's got a crazy brain. I ask him to solve all my math problems for me now. My daughter
What kind of math problems do you have?
Oh my gosh. Well, we're like trying to figure out how many pavers we need on the back porch.
Okay.
What's 16 times 132? And you give him like 30 seconds, he's got it. No paper, no nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a little bit more zany, a little bit more of a wild horse. But she's fully a princess, man. So yeah, they're both amazing. They're both amazing. We have a very musical family now. As I said, it's been a pretty great journey.
Amazing. You can't see it now, but I also saw a tattoo on your arm and it has like a musical note on it. What's the story behind that?
Okay, I'm gonna zoom you in. Let's do it. I think this is gonna work. Hang on.
There we go.
So there we go. There's a busted piano. There's a vintage mic with some headphones hanging on it. There's a record needle on the underside there. But it's basically just it was something that I picked up when I was in Orlando, and I had a buddy of mine who was a tremendous artist, and he decided he was going to open a tattoo studio, and he complimented me on how pale I was, and I was like, wow, I've never heard it delivered that way before. So he was like, man, you got like perfect skin for a tattoo. He's like, can I do it? And I'm like, well, show me something you've done already. He goes, well, that's going to be hard because I've never done one before. I was like, this is a tremendous risk. I hope you understand that. So we committed to it after some conversation and him showing me some of his practice work. And he laid out the whole thing. He knew me really well. So he was like, this is you, and the piano kind of starts in one piece on my back here. And comes apart and starts to the keys start to spread apart as they go around my arm, which I think is really special. It's kind of got a System glitchy vibe even now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's very much me. I no regrets. As a matter of fact, I can't wait to get it down to my wrist here.
Oh, it's just started now, so he's going to completely do the whole arm.
It's what they call a quarter sleeve. It starts just under your your professional line. So if you need to go meet the queen, she's not gonna be offended. That's it's a nice safe place to drop it off, but I want to take it all the way down. Screw it.
All right, I got 6 minutes and I have 4 more tracks to play, so it's not gonna fit. We're gonna play some trivia soon. The 4 tracks are Michael Oakley with Control, the System Glitch remix. We got Breathing Fire by System Glitch, Shadowrunner, and Trenton. Then we have Endeavour by Turbo Knight, Yoru, Arctic Mega Defender, Dimi, Kaye, and System Glitch, and Sunesis. And then we have Eastbound Plane by Shadowrunner and System Glitch. Would you like to tell anything about these 4 tracks? Is there anything special about them?
Gosh, I'm overwhelmed right now. So the remix, you already heard about that.
Yeah.
Endeavour was really interesting because we had a Synthwave Discord EP competition.
Oh,
so
wow.
we formed a little Synthwave Discord in order to compete against all these other music production Discords across different genres. They gave us a topic. The topic was struggle. And they gave us basically like 2 weeks to make an entire EP, having never worked together. I'd worked with Turbo Knight a couple times before. Dimi Kaye is like basically the guitar on every song of mine you've ever heard. And with few exceptions, but Turbo grabbed me for his team. I do a lot of cinematic stuff, so the cinematic elements of the song were me. Sunesis is the vocal there. Eastbound Plane was part of an EP called Death Touch that I believe Shadowrunner ran. And he gave me the pleasure of being on the opener. It was basically themed around Bloodsport.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, we listened to a lot of Paul Herzog and, got inspired and kind of kept it moving. So what did I miss? I think that's
Breathing
about
Fire,
it, right?
Breathing Fire. That's the
Breathing Fire. Freaking great song. Okay, so Trenton is a wonderful vocalist. If you've ever heard a vocal on a Shadowrunner song, it's always Trenton. It's always Trenton. He's like his exclusive guy. Breathing Fire was my favorite song off the album. Chris Shadowrunner asked me if I would remix it, but he said, don't rush, don't do it on your own time. My tendency is always to basically start immediately if I love a song.
Yeah.
And because I'm working on my second album, I actually shelved it for like 6 months. And I'm really glad because my style changed over the course of that 6 months. And so we worked on Breathing Fire until it was perfect. Perfect in terms of what it is, for what it is. And Trenton loved it. He went bananas over it. I think it's kind of ended up being a little bit of an underexposed track. It has nowhere near the streams of some of these other songs. I think we just kind of released at a weird point in the cycle. But I'm tremendously proud of it. And I hope that more people that land on either mine or Chris's discography will discover that song. It's really, really special.
One quick question. What's a quick tip to get more plays on Spotify? Is it the playlists? Is it knowing the right people? Is it just having a great track?
I think it's a couple things. I think one thing that's really important is to make sure that you're not just trying to sit on Spotify and hope people will find you on Spotify, because they never will. Something like a new retro wave is a real boon to that. Most of my more successful songs so far to date are basically have one thing in common. They're all on new retro wave. So I've got like 6 songs on new retro wave right now, and every single one of them sits at the top of my discography. It's just how it is. But the other thing I would say is don't actually do paid for playlists. I've discovered this the hard way. I tried it in the beginning as a naive whatever. And so what ended up happening was I found that I was losing algorithmic help, because
do it all over. Doesn't have to be forever. We can only be together in the shadows, like lovers in disguise. The fear behind your eyes never walks alone, on your own. Spell it out in hidden letters, bleeding all the words together, breathing smoke. Doesn't have to be forever, but we can only see the weather from the storm. Breathing fire. Never let you sever. You belong to me forever in the dark. Finally you're clean. Is a part of the machine alone at last. The die is cast. Spell it out in hidden letters, bleeding all the words together, breathing smoke. Doesn't have to be forever, but we can only see the weather from the storm. Breathing fire. In the fire. In the fire, dancing in the darkness tonight. In the fire. In the fire, dancing in the darkness tonight.
Yeah, that was Control, Breathing Fire, Endeavour, and Eastbound Plane. Now, we got some shout-outs to the chat. We got Russell Mash, C. Pac-Man, and Red Heart Music. Thank you for joining in. Now, let me introduce my trivia guests. My buddy from the Netherlands, a movie lover, a lawyer friend of the show. Give it up for Hesdy.
Hi, guys.
Hello. Put it on the big screen there. Our next guest is from Los Angeles, California, USA. His name is Christian, and he is your friendly neighborhood Shadowrunner. Welcome to the trivia.
Hello.
And from Denver, Colorado, USA, my next guest has worked with Dream Kid, Massive Z, Shadowrunner, System Glitch, and more. So many talented synthwave artists, and soon to be a brand spanking new dad, Peter, aka Jacket. Welcome to Heartbeat Hero Radio.
Woo! Hello.
And joining us again from Daytona Beach, raise your hands in the air for Bobby, aka System Glitch. All right, I'm going to explain the rules for the trivia. Each turn, you can choose from the many categories: 80s, 90s, 0s, 10s, Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, Seinfeld, and Batman. All questions are multiple choice, and you get 1 point for each correctly answered question. There is a twist to the trivia. Just one moment. Hesdy, please stop breathing into the microphone. There is a twist to the trivia. The Disney trivia is worth 3 points each. The catch is they're not multiple choice, and you only get 10 seconds to answer that question. We're going to play one pack practice round and where you receive no points, and then the 3 official rounds will follow. Here we go with some trivia.
Let's do it.
Alrighty then, let's start with the warm-up round for trivia. We're going to start with Bobby, aka System Glitch.
Oh boy.
All right. Which category would you like the question?
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Marvel was on that list?
That is correct.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. Let me just change my layout real quick. I can do a spotlight so whoever's talking is going to jump on the screen. Marvel. Here we go. Marvel for 1 point.
1 point.
All right. This means you get multiple answers, which you can choose from. How many realms are under Asgardian protection? How many realms are under Asgardian protection? You're going to get 4 options. That is A6, B9, C12, or D1.
He's got this.
Yeah, probably.
I'm going to say 9.
9.
That wasn't an option.
9 is correct.
Okay.
All right. That's
all right.
0 points.
Yeah.
It's 0 points because
points.
it's a practice round. All right, Peter, aka Jacket.
Fake 1 point. Fake 1 point. Let's
Fake
go.
1 point. Peter, aka Jacket. You're up next. What's it gonna be? What category?
Let's take Star Wars.
Star Wars. For 0 points. According to this creed, what is the Mandalorian never allowed to do? A, surrender. B, remove his helmet. C, reveal his name. Or D, lie.
So easy.
It is remove your helmet.
That is correct.
He's going to destroy us. Just say that.
That one was easy. It was a good warm up round. Yeah.
He is the Star Wars master. He has stand no chance.
It's over.
All right, Christian, aka Shadowrunner, what's it gonna be?
Let's go. Let's do Batman.
Batman. Wow.
I love this.
All right, Batman. Did it. Now these are kind of weird things. So
whoa, look at that! Holy cow!
It's like a flip over thingy. All right.
It's like a recipe book.
What was the original name of Batman's butler when he debuted in Batman number 16 in 1943?
I wasn't alive. I want to know that. I don't get multiple choice. I just have to answer.
These are not multiple choice.
I don't know the answer to that. It's obviously not Alfred. So
that is half a point. Alfred Beagle. Alfred Beagle.
Alfred Beagle. Alfred Beagle.
Alfred Beagle.
Eagle.
Eagle. Eagle. Okay.
Alfred Beagle. Beagle with a
I
B.
learned something.
Beagle.
That was a hard one. I got Pete got the Mandalorian helmet question. I got the 1943.
Alfred Pennyworth is actually really a better name.
So
Pennyworth is a much better name. Yes.
So so you should know the Disney, the Star Wars, and the Marvel all have 4 options if you want. Those are the other ones. I don't know the other trivia questions. I don't know if they have multiple answers or just one. Just so you know. Hesdy, it's your time.
I'm going with the Batman.
The Batman. It's popular.
Yeah.
All right. Professor Jonathan Crane is the alter ego for which Batman adversary first introduced in 1941?
Scarecrow.
That is correct. That was an easy one. Even I knew that one. All right, we're gonna have a quick chat with Hesdy. Hesdy, how you doing?
I'm good. Really.
All right. What are some of your favorite movies you've seen lately?
Oh wow. Which we went. John Wick 4 was really great. I watched it already 2 times right now.
Do you go a second time without me?
Yes, with Mark.
In
Amsterdam.
Your other buddy, your movie buddy. Mark, I'm cool with Mark.
Buddy, yeah. Yes, and I went to Ant-Man 3 a few 2 months ago, and that was shit. It was it was not that great. So, but I hear great stories about Guardians of the Galaxy 3, so I want to go there. I've seen Dungeons and Dragons. I actually really like that movie. It was really fun to see. It was
It was a good one.
Yeah, really good one. Yeah.
Was it better than John Wick 4?
Everybody says it's good.
Sorry?
Was it better than John Wick 4?
Everyone says it's good.
I didn't hear Daniel's question because of all the other.
No, I asked it. Was it better than John Wick 4?
That not, but it doesn't compare really. There are totally different movies. So this is totally fantasy wise, and they had much fun making it, I believe, because it shows how much fun they have in making the movie. So yeah, it was nice.
I have some questions for you that I'm also going to ask the others later on in the show. What was your first paying job?
Oh wow. I don't know the English word for it.
I'll say the Dutch word. I'll translate it for you.
Prijplanter.
Okay, so I don't know what that. I'm gonna look that up. Google translates.
Very particular set of skills.
Yeah. For a farmer, I put some vegetable in the ground, and then that was my first job.
Oh, you're a cultivator. You're an agricultural guy. Yeah.
That was my first job.
He's a planter.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but I don't know the word for English word anymore for.
I think it's a leak.
Dry.
A leak.
Leek. Oh yeah, leek. Yeah. That was it. Yeah.
Do you guys know what a leek is?
Yes. It's
like a potato.
It's a root vegetable. I cook with it all the time.
Oh yeah. It's a veggie.
I put it in the ground, and then I get. It was paid in black, so I got from the farmer.
Paid in black.
Yeah, it was not. It was,
there were no taxes. There were no taxes put on it.
We say under the table.
Yeah.
Under the table. Yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna say black leaks is like a really bad health condition. You want to get
that exactly.
Yeah, you don't want.
All right. The second question is: if you had a clone, what would you make it do?
Do all the bad stuff like cleaning the house, do all the work, and then I can enjoy everything else.
Exactly. Now you requested the track "Crockett's Revenge" by The Midnight. I'm gonna play it for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Here we go. Very soothing. That was Crockett's Revenge by The Midnight. A shout out to Mark Delight. Thank you for dropping by. And now we have trivia round 1. Oh, no, wait, that's another track. Yeah, it's time for round 1 of trivia. 4 points. And we're going to start with Bobby, a.k.a. System Glitch.
Let's go.
Yeah, just tell me what kind of question would you like?
Okay, so my practice question was Marvel. I'm going to ride this train until I die. Is it possible for me to ask for the same category?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can change it up. Yeah.
Let's go Marvel immediately.
All right, Marvel. Where'd they go? Oh, they went here. All right.
It's basically just going to be Marvel versus Batman versus Star Wars all day.
People can change. You can change your minds. All right. Where does Thanos find the final Infinity Stone in Avengers in Infinity War? Where does Thanos find the final Infinity Stone in Avengers Infinity War? Is that A, in Vision's head, B, on Vormir, C, within Doctor Strange's amulet, or D, the Collector's Museum?
I think the very last one that he got.
Where does Thanos finally...
Yeah, so the last one that he got was from Vision.
Is that your final answer?
I believe so. I don't think it's Vormir. I think that was like the 6th one.
Just you slam the hammer on it. Tell me what your final answer is, and I'll.
Oh God! Let's go Vormir.
Vormir is incorrect.
You should have gone for the first choice.
It was Vision's head.
It was Vision's head.
That was like the final nail in the coffin.
It was the final fight in
I got your game now. All right.
Oh my God.
All right.
So tricksy.
Here.
Yeah, you were like really you weren't firm on your answer. You're like, all right, or Peter, AK Jacket. What's it gonna be?
Go on.
Oh yeah, I'll ride the Star Wars train.
Star Wars.
So brave.
Star Wars. All right. What colors primarily appear on DO? What colors primarily appear on DO? Is that A, white and blue, B, silver and black, C, white and green, D, silver and red?
DO? What?
What?
It's a wild guess, man.
Yeah, you can say A, B, C, or D.
Can you read the choices again?
Of course. What colors primarily appear on D-O? A, white and blue, B, silver and black, C, white and green, D, silver and red.
Silver and red.
Silver and red is incorrect.
Oh.
The correct answer was white and green.
I really don't know what DO stands for, really.
I have no idea if
oh, okay.
They know it?
Yeah. Is that the no thank you robot?
Yes, that's the no thank you. Oh, man. Yep, it's green. Okay, well.
Okay.
All right.
Screw me, I guess.
Christian, a.k.a. Shadowrunner.
Hello.
What's it gonna be?
Let's roll with Batman. I'm probably going to regret this, but let's do it.
All right, Batman. All right. What is the name of the nightclub that serves as the Penguin's base of operations?
Oh. You know this.
What is the name of the nightclub that serves as Penguin's base of operations? I've actually played the track.
It's different in like 3 different Batman stories.
It's in the new one as well. It was.
Is it the same in all? Oh.
Actually, keep your hands above this. Why? There's no typing or searching.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Can we guess?
Can we guess? Yeah, I guess.
It's the Ice House?
Almost.
Ice Palace?
Iceberg?
Almost. The Iceberg Lounge.
Iceberg Lounge.
Iceberg Lounge. So Hesdy,
it was in an ice house. It was in the brewery, remember, or something like that.
Yeah.
Storage place. Yeah. Wow. That's hard.
Hesdy.
Deep cuts. These are deep cuts.
Yeah, no, you're a savage.
Hesdy, what's it going to be?
Just with Batman again. Just for the fun of it. I like Batman.
I'm actually surprised I even knew any of these. All right, something fell. Who murdered the original ventriloquist in Detective Comics 818 in 2006?
Okay. Red Hood?
Who murdered the original ventriloquist in Detective Comics number 818 in 2006? Something tells me you have no idea.
I guess the Joker. But
the Joker
is
incorrect. It's the Tallyman. I have never heard of the Tallyman.
Tallyman cam.
I remember that from one episode in the animated series, but man, what a bad character that was.
All right, let's have a chat with Christian, aka Shadowrunner. How you doing, man?
Hey, Daniel. I'm good. How are you?
How did you get started in music?
That is a long story. Started in music. I used to listen to my parents' vinyl in my living room when I was very small, maybe 3-4 years old, and it really vibed with me. The art on the vinyl sleeves and the whole kind of vinyl experience was kind of forming for me. I played music in school band when I was probably 7, 8, and 9 years old. I picked up the guitar when I was 9. And I just started writing from there. I had a karaoke machine with a 1/4-inch input that acted like an amplifier, but it also had a tape recorder in it, a cassette tape recorder that I could use to record ideas and play them back to myself, which I think was huge for kind of teaching myself how to play guitar and how to write music.
So guitar was one of your first things that you recorded on? Or
definitely my first love.
Was it electric guitar or acoustic?
I had an electric for my first. It was a garage sale Ibanez Ibanez EX 250, I want to say, that we got at a garage sale for like $50.
And what kind of things were you learning to play on? What kind of tracks were like inspiring you to, or what did you want to replay?
I was listening to a lot of Metallica at that time, like it was 1990 when I was 9 years old. So like the 90s were just starting to come around. I was listening to stuff like a couple years later, like Bush really resonated with me because I hadn't really heard anything like alternative rock with a little bit of edge, a little bit of bite to it before. That resonated with me. Tool a little bit later was a huge influence. I was listening to some heavier stuff, some metal, Ozzy Osbourne. Let's see who else. Pink Floyd was another huge, still remains to be a huge influence on me. Stuff like that. Green Day in the 90s as well. I was into Green Day a lot.
Did Nirvana make the cut?
You know what? I never vibed with Nirvana that much, and everybody calls me crazy, and I don't know what it is. I didn't get it. I understood where Kurt was coming from with his delivery and his words, but I wasn't at the point where I was old enough to really feel it at that point, or not old enough in my soul. I was still really young when that happened. I was like, what's this guy talking about? Everything's fine. I'm like 12, so it didn't catch me on that. I didn't catch on that wave like everybody else did, because I think I was a little too young.
And how'd you make the leap from guitar to synthwave?
Well, I had actually never played keys or synth before, I want to say 2019. So I discovered the Midnight. After I had left my old band, I was working on a solo singer-songwriter project for a couple of years, trying to figure out where I wanted to go with my sound, and wasn't really vibing with any of it. And I found the Midnight in 2019, and I was like, this is incredible. this is what I want to sound like. So I started figuring out how to do that, and found a bunch more influences in the genre since that time, and kind of just rolled with it.
You've worked with Primo the Alien, System Glitch, Trenton, Shadowrunner. Who am I forgetting?
Dimi, Kaye. Who else? What else have I collabed with you guys?
I'm this Jacket guy.
Oh yeah, there's Pete who's right here. Yeah, Jacket. I collabed with Jacket a bunch of times, a couple times at least. There were more of those coming for sure. Geovok, I did a remix for Geovok. He and I collabed on a track on my upcoming album that'll be coming out in a few months. I got the opportunity to collab with the sax player from M83, who is on the song that I believe you have, Daniel, to show people.
But we're not there yet. You've been interviewed by Synthwave 83. I think all of you been. I noticed one question that I was curious about. What are some of your favorite 80s movies?
This is a question for me or for everybody?
No, it's for you. It's everybody's.
Okay.
Well, no, yeah, it's for you. It's for you.
Favorite 80s movies. The Thing is definitely the first one that jumps into my head. Like Carpenter movies from the 80s are just like they scared the absolute crap out of me when I was a kid, and I loved it. Terminator was a massive influence on me when I was a kid. That one scared the crap out of me. Anything that would just terrify me, I loved it. Let's see. No more 80s movies. What we got? Those are probably my most favorite ones, I would say. Probably 80s Carpenter, Terminator, stuff like that.
All right, so I'm asking everybody these questions. What was your first paying job?
I worked at a Hollywood Video when I was 16.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was not that cool. They made you wear the whole outfit. They had like a vest you had to wear that had all kinds of crazy, goofy stuff on it, like a bow tie and a red cummerbund, and I felt like a fool. But I got to watch movies all day, so there was that.
Exactly. You're like Quentin Tarantino, who watched movies all day and then later on directed blockbuster movies.
Except that I didn't do that second part. But yes, the first part is correct. Yeah.
If you had a clone, what would you make it do?
I think I would send him to work so I can make music all day.
Great answer. Great answer.
I'm going to stay at work, honey.
Christian,
bye-bye.
I would like to play a new track of yours tonight. It's not out yet, which means that we have a world premiere. Tell us a bit about this track.
So this track is kind of, it's a scene from the album narrative. The point in time where the two protagonists decide that they are going to be the last two people on Earth. They have woken up from cryogenic suspension in the future, and the entire world is gone. There's no trace of humanity left. The world as we know it has been retaken by nature, and they have a choice to make. They can either choose to try and repopulate a small community of humanity and give them another chance, or they can decide that humanity had their shot and we didn't do anything good with it, and they can decide to just ride off into the sunset as the last two bastions of humanity. And yeah, that's what it's from the perspective of where they choose to be the last two people on Earth. There's another track on this album, another whole other narrative lane where they choose not to do that.
Right, this is the world premiere on HeartBeatHero Radio, Immortal by Shadowrunner. My goodness, that was Immortal by Shadowrunner. We got shout-outs to Bricks Mix and Graystar Music and Geovoc. Yeah, all right, it's time for Trivia Round 2.
Oh, all right. Okay. Yeah,
all right. Bobby, somebody's got a major delay. All right, Bobby, you're up first for the trivia.
All right. Let's go.
What's it gonna be? Tell me. I can't remember these things.
After that Tallyman thing, I don't think Batman's getting any of my attention. I don't know Star Wars droid colors either. I'm going to stay on Channel Marvel here because my first instinct was right. I'm not going to let you trick me this time, bro.
All right, Marvel.
All right.
Marvel. Where to go? Here, go.
Marvel.
All right, who destroys Thor's hammer in Thor Ragnarok? Who destroys Thor's hammer in Thor Ragnarok? You know it already?
I do.
Do you want the options?
No options. It's Hela.
Oh my god.
That is correct.
That was really easy, man. Oh my god.
That's the first point in this trivia.
Wow.
We're playing 3 rounds, just so you know. We're playing 3 rounds. All right.
Okay.
This is round 2. Peter, a.k.a. Jacket, what's it going to be?
After getting the last one wrong, it kind of got under my skin, so I have to try Star Wars again.
All right.
Got to do it.
Star Wars. All right. What is Cloud City's primary function? What is Cloud City's primary function? Was that A, shipbuilding factory? Hesdy, I'm going to have to ask you to please move the mic away from your mouth. All right. B, a gas mining colony. The C, the weapons depot. Or D, the cloning facility?
B, gas mining colony.
B, gas mining colony is correct. That's a point for Peter, a.k.a. Jacket.
Woot woot. Nice.
All right, Christian.
All right.
Shadowrunner.
No pressure.
What's it going to be?
Go, Chris.
Oh, wait. We're all going to have to... This is because we're doing on Hangouts, so I'm going to have restart it. And I'm going to send you all a new link. So we're going to hop on this new one. And then I'll see you soon. Let me just see where I can find it. Okay, see you guys soon. All right. Live show. Let's do the Google Meet thingy. All right, and then we go to... let's see. I got to send everybody a link. There you go. There's a link. You get a link. You get a link. Everybody gets a link. And then we hope. Whoop. And while we're linking everybody up, I'm going to play a track by Shadowrunner. It's called One Night, and it's instrumental. Here we go. was One Night, the instrumental version by Shadowrunner, and we're going to continue our second round of trivia, and we're going to go back to Christian. What's it going to be?
Let's go with 90s.
90s. So I got 90s music. All right. Here we go. 90s music. What is the name of the 1992 hit single by Shakespeare's Sister?
His face.
His face.
Oh, no.
What is the name of the 1992 single by Shakespeare's Sister?
I still don't know.
All right, we're gonna.
Oh,
does anybody know?
Nope.
Nobody.
Nope.
Stay.
The 90s were a dark time for me. So
stay. Shakespeare's Sister with Stay.
I was gonna say stay. It was something like, it was like leave or stay.
Not. You said it. That's not true.
I was gonna say.
No, dude,
I know the answer after you said it. Yeah. Okay.
Is it stay? Is it stay?
It is stay. You
By
did
the
a
way,
good job.
No, I googled that shit. I don't even know who Shakespeare's sister is.
Graystars is in chat, says there's way too much handsome on screen right now. Thank you.
Oh man. What's up, Justin? How you doing, buddy?
Get the lube.
All right.
Oh, all right. It's that kind of party.
Hey, I make short I make edits of this show, and that's going in.
Sorry, I'm not sure if this is like PG, PG-13.
Oh no, you can say anything on here.
Okay.
All right,
it's lube, so it's going in.
Hesdy.
It's yeah. Ooh,
you like that? Yeah,
I like that.
I don't know. All right,
let's change it up.
All right, let's change it up. No more
for Disney.
No more lube.
Speaking of lube, Disney question coming up.
Probably going to blow it, but
all right.
Who knows?
I want to hear this.
What object causes Wally confusion when deciding where to place it on his collection?
Oh my God!
What
I
object?
still have to watch Wally.
Hey, listen, Wally's so good.
So what object?
An apple pasilla now.
I got 4 options for you, so you can choose.
Yeah, okay.
Was it A, a spork, B, a rubber duck, C, a light bulb, or D, a bat and ball? What object causes a bat and a ball?
No, I think a baby duck. Bat duck. Duck.
A rubber duck?
Rubber duck.
Rubber duck, lube that up. Is incorrect.
It was the most funny one, but yes.
Is it a sport? It's a sport.
Yeah. It was a sport.
Okay, I didn't say that after.
It was a sport.
It was that. I said sport.
Yeah, Peter's like, I was gonna say, a sport.
Yeah. All right, let's have a chat with Peter, aka Jacket. Peter, how you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
How did you get started in this music business?
Music business. So grew up in a house that was always really rich with music. I had an older brother that he's 5 years older than me. So when he was in like middle school, high school, I was getting kind of the trickle down effect of everything he was listening to. And so really grew up, with everything my parents were listening to, like really strong Tom Petty and Heartbreakers, Bruce Springsteen vibes and everything from them. And then from my brother, he kind of introduced me to stuff like U2 and 311, Bad Religion, a bunch of stuff like that. And I just loved it. I loved music. I wanted to play music, and I wanted to be a drummer at first. Was obsessed with wanting to be a drummer, and I had like a drum kit all picked out and everything, and my parents were like, nah, man, nah, you're not gonna.
I understand that.
We're not gonna have that in the house. So they bought me a guitar instead. They bought me a classical guitar, actually, which I didn't even know what a classical. I was like, is this an acoustic guitar? Like, what is this shit? And I didn't really know what it was, and I took lessons. I think maybe. Yep, there you go. I took lessons, I think maybe 3 times, and like learned how to play Smoke on the Water, and that was about it. And then I didn't want to go back. It just didn't capture me, And I think it was a few more years, and eventually and I thank them for this. They surprised me with an electric guitar, which was actually an Ibanez as well, Christian, on Christmas, and that really started me playing guitar. And it was all self-taught, and just really went from there. And I kind of got into heavier music, I think, after that, as I got a little bit older, starting with Metallica. I heard them on the radio, and I'd never heard something heavy like that, right? Like I didn't it caught my attention immediately. And so I started listening to a little bit heavier stuff, and I played in metal bands for a long time. Actually, up until a few years ago, really. I still love metal. And I guess the rest is history.
And the transition from metal to synthwave?
I really, I think it was because of that diverse background in so many different types of music. I really love, like, my brother showed me Depeche Mode when I was younger, and so I really loved that kind of music. And I loved like the 80s soundtracks and that nostalgic video game feel. Like, and then I started realizing that there's music out there that sounds like that reminds me of that and gives me that same feeling. And I think, thinking back, because Midnight wasn't the first synthwave group that I discovered, but they were probably one of the most pivotal. Yeah. And I think Laserhawk was probably one of the first like synthwave producers that I really heard, and I was like, what is this? And then I think it was like Come Trues after that, and then Perturbator kind of got into there, and I just started exploring all of these other bands because of those initial experiences. And then one day my friend was like, dude, you gotta listen to this, you gotta listen to this band. And it was the Midnight. And I remember he sent me this message, and it had a bunch of saxophone emojis. He's like, you got to listen to this band. It had a bunch of saxophones. I was like, okay. And it was, that was really, really, I think, just a big game changer for me, and made me realize that this music was inside of me, and I wanted a way for it to get out. And that kind of led me to learning how to produce. And I was still playing in metal bands at the same time when I was starting to write music like this. And then eventually, those came to an end for one reason or another. And I devoted myself full time to trying to capture that feeling and trying to capture that, that spirit that I had been wanting to capture for so long. So I guess that was kind of my long-winded transition there.
How did the three of you meet? Because you've all worked together.
We have.
What's your version of that?
This is fun. Okay, so I was on my own, producing on my own for the first time ever, and I put out a 3-song demo back in 2020, like spring 2020, and I kind of wanted to follow that method of, you put some songs out, then you have people remix them. And then you have these these deep cuts of remixes of your songs. Then you have this really expansive discography, right? And I've always been really fascinated with that. And so I went on Twitter and I was like, hey, who wants to remix Skyline Heart? And Bobby, who I'd never met before, was like, dude, I'll take Skyline Heart. And that was how I met Bobby. And we started talking after that, and he did this absolutely banger remix of Skyline Heart that, to this day, I mean, stands the test of time. I mean, it's only been 3 years, but it's still one of my favorite songs in my discography, and still one of the ones that does really, really well. And when he first showed it to me, I was like, I don't know, man, is this really a remix? Like, you're singing the parts and you're doing all that. Like, is this a remix? And he's like, a remix is only what you make a remix. You can believe whatever a remix is that you want to believe. And I was like, oh, okay. And that's cool. And then he finally gave it to me, man. And it was just amazing. So that was Bobby. I think Christian and I just really started connecting on Twitter. You know, we were in the same sort of circles as far as, you know, where we were posting, who we were posting with. And I started listening to his music, to his first album, which I don't know if you can actually find that anywhere anymore, but it was still it was enough to make me love his work and what he was doing. And so we just started chatting, and we started going back and forth, asking for feedback and listening to each other's songs. And he just really became a voice that I trusted very, very much in giving me honest and thorough feedback on my music, and really helped me grow. I think Bobby and Chris both, being my sounding boards, has helped me grow so much as a producer and as a musician. And it really went from there. And then I think eventually we said, hey, let's make a song. Why haven't we made a song yet? And we made Borealis. And Borealis went on to also become one of my best performing songs, one of our best performing songs, I believe, and still does to this day. And yeah, the rest, as they say, is history, and we're still good friends.
Is there anything Christian or Bobby want to add to that?
I think one thing I would add is that I saw what actually got me interested. And while Peter and I were talking, and then Peter and Chris was having his on the side love affair. I didn't know that was going on, by the way. Thank you so much for cheating on me. So during the course of all that, I was also writing Chris, and he had started doing some album promo on Twitter that I just like. I was hearing his music on the promo videos, but like he had this one video that actually started our relationship. It was like these rolling Star Wars style credits talking about the album coming out. And like by the time you got to the very end of the video, it was like, is anybody still reading this? Dear God, please pick up my material. Please listen to my album. It's not that great, but you might like it, sort of something along that line. And I was like, this guy's on the level. This is legit. I love this. And I just literally wrote him off to the side and was like, that's the most genuine, soulful promo I've ever seen in my life. We have to be friends. And that was how we started talking. And then we all realized that we all knew each other. And we ended up starting a Discord server where we could chat with each other on the regular basis. And that's where we started palling around even more. And now we're just inseparable. You can't break us.
Hey, Chris, can you add anything to that?
Dimi is in chat, by the way.
Hi, Dimi.
Hey, Dimi.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
They pretty much covered all of it. Yeah, I think Pete said it best, that I think we've all been able to work with each other and off to the side really kind of help each other grow in significant ways that we probably wouldn't have otherwise if we didn't know each other. And I think we've all grown tremendously as artists as a result of our relationship together, and I'm very thankful for it.
Yeah.
Have you 100%. Ever met in real life?
Nope, we have not.
Not yet. All right.
This is the closest it's ever gotten.
Actually.
Yeah.
You've never done I'm sure you've done an online like video call, right?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, a few times. Yeah.
Occasionally, but it's been very small.
Yeah.
All right, Peter, you've worked together with Dream Kid, Massive Z, Shadowrunner, System Glitch, and more. What are the differences when working with all these artists?
Wow, that's a
the best one.
That's a loaded question. I mean, everybody is different, and unique, and especially when you're talking about creatives and musicians, it's a very, very personal and sensitive thing to share your music with others and be vulnerable enough to work with someone else, I think. And everybody handles that differently. And some artists are a bit more formal and are very, I guess, by the book in terms of how they want things to go and how the collaborations eventually work out. And some of it's a bit more casual. I mean, like when I work with Chris and Bobby, it's very much like it's a friendship, right? It's a love fest, and that doesn't mean that it's not tough, because each of us have our own styles and each of us have our own feelings towards the music that we make and our own ways to.
I have a great edit in my mind. That edit's going to be amazing.
Anyways, I don't know. It really does come down to the person, and I try to kind of keep the same formula as much as I can so I can remain consistent on my side, and in terms of how the conversations go, and in terms of how we send music back and forth and stuff like that. But it's really just you create a relationship, and even if you don't really like end up being close friends with that person afterwards, you're still having a vulnerable connection with those people, because you're sharing something that's a part of yourself and something that's important to yourself. So yeah, it can really vary. I guess, for example, working with Dream Kid, I didn't really, we struck up a conversation before his explosion and before he really started having all of his success. And after that, we're very friendly, and we still talk with each other and stuff like that. But after that, a lot of the stuff that came with the music was more based around what the label was dictating. And that's how it is, and that's not a bad thing. The label is going to do what they want to and what they need to protect their artist. And obviously he's an asset, and they see all of their artists as assets. And so they have to really protect that investment. And that's not a bad thing whatsoever. Whereas that kind of shows me like, wow, I like that I have the freedom to not work with a label. I think that there are definitely pros and cons to doing that. And we actually do work with a label, Mirrorgate Media. I would be remiss if I didn't mention them, Sander Gavin and his label. They do all of our, me and Chris, and I don't know if they've done anything of yours, Bobby's, yet, but they may. But they handle all of our physical distribution and stuff. So, but it's a little bit different relationship than say Dream Kid has with Outland, where it's a very, very close relationship. But working with someone like Christian is very different than working with someone like Dream Kid. And it all ends up being awesome in the end. And it's always a great experience, always a learning experience. And it's just kind of how you learn your lessons in this industry, I guess. And it always ends up in creating beautiful art together. And that's what really matters in the end.
I like the way you vocalized on how important it is for you to have a good relationship with the people that you're working with together. I have this also with people I've remixed with in the past and still currently today. And it is like a relationship, and I definitely recognize that. So very cool. Another question. What was your first paying job?
My first paying job was Dairy Queen.
All right. And if you had a clone, what would you make it do?
Go to work so that I could make music all day, just like Chris.
How original.
Yeah.
All right.
I know.
I selected the same track I had for you on the last show. I just love it. It's called WYWH. Please tell us more about it.
WYWH stands for Wish You Were Here. It's a track that I did with the very talented Elixir and Midnight Fury. I had this beat for a long time that I just kind of evolved over time, knew that I wanted some female vocals for it, and went through actually a couple other people before reaching out to Elixir, to Shaylee. And she sent me some demos back, and it was just absolutely fantastic and worked exactly for what I was trying to achieve with it. And so we kind of moved the song forward a little bit, and then I realized that it was missing something. There was just a little bit of that final finesse that I wasn't quite able to capture. And so I talked to my friend Derek, aka Midnight Fury, and I was just like, here's this song, can you do something with this, please? And he just added like these few little tweaks, these few little sparkly tweaks to it that really ended up pulling it together. And it ended up being one of my favorite tracks, and super proud of it.
All right, this is WYWH featuring Elixir and Midnight Fury by Jacket. That was WYWH featuring Elixir and Midnight Fury by Jacket. We got shout-outs to Dimi Kaye, John Feltham, Synthwave 83, and Retro Phasers, the Dutchman who created this awesome t-shirt. You can get it online. Go and check him out on Twitter. We're going to play the final round of trivia, but before we do, Bobby, what was your first paying job?
Oh, man, Pete would love this. I had a job at an ice cream shop. I was what they call a dipper.
A dipper?
So, yeah, man. I just took ice cream and shoved it on cones and gave it to kids with snot on their faces. It was wonderful.
Like on the YouTube videos that I see, like you trick people like with that kind of thing, and then.
Oh no! There was no Tom Cruise cocktail going on.
Okay.
No, it was none of that. No, it was literally just dipping ice cream. So Pete, I was saying, he asked me my first job. I was an ice cream guy too, so that's awesome. I didn't know that.
Was it a frozen yogurt or was it ice cream?
No, frozen yogurt is an abomination. It was ice cream.
Yeah. Was it Baskin Robbins?
You can see I'm still. No, it was like this indie place, and the owner was so mean. Like, if I would drop a napkin, he would be like, "That's 3 cents on the floor," and I was just like, "Wow, just come on, guy." And I hated that job. I hated it all summer. It's terrible.
Oh man, what if you had if you had a clone? What would you make it do?
Very, very easy. I would make it sit on the couch and give my wife compliments all day.
This is the correct answer.
That is a great one.
This is the way.
That means all the good stuff gets less for you. All right, final round of trivia. Here we go. This can go on for 2 minutes if we want. All right, we'll cut it out. All right, and stop. All right.
I thought it had an ending.
It has no ending. Let's see. Bobby, you have 1 point. Are you going to get that second one?
Oh, man. So this is the final round.
This is the final round.
Because you tricked me on the other one. Yeah, I remember that one. Okay. I'm going to say Marvel. I'm a predictable, pattern-oriented fellow.
Marvel. Here we go. What color is the time stone?
Oof.
What color?
No multiple choices needed. Thank you. That would be green.
That is correct.
There you go.
Righteous. Okay.
Well, I'm going for Marvel next time too. So
Bobby Bobby is in the lead. Peter, aka Jacket, you're up next. What's it gonna be?
Star Wars, baby.
Star Wars.
SW.
In Attack of the Clones, what does Anakin tell Padme he does not like?
No multiple choice needed. It is sand. It's coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere.
That is correct.
That was impressive.
That's it. Means you and Bobby are had the same things. All right, Christian, Shadowrunner. What's it gonna be?
Okay. I'm gonna go with Marvel because I have done horribly on every other category so far.
The Batman ones are tough. They're like real deep cuts. They're like
they are.
What did Bruce Wayne have for breakfast in the first Batman issue? Shit.
Something expensive.
Yeah.
Something expensive.
Oatmeal. All right, which superhero, also known as Carol Danvers, is played by Brie Larson?
Oh, there you go.
Captain Marvel.
There you go. You get to go home with a point.
I got one.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hesdy, hope you get one now too.
I'm going to All or Nothing Disney.
All or Nothing Disney for 3 points or for 1 point?
Yes, for a win or nothing.
No.
Disney for 3 points. In The Rescuers, what is the name of the girl that Bernard and Miss Bianca go to the aid of?
Oh my god.
That's what nothing looks like, ladies
Barbara,
and
I don't know.
Take that multiple choice.
The correct answer was Penny.
Penny. Actually, I was thinking there was something French because I thought they were in France or something.
All right. Jewish I never saw, but
Bobby and Peter.
Cody was the boy in the sequel.
Yeah.
Bobby and Peter.
That's it. In Australia.
Oh, Peter,
Yeah.
I think we're facing off, buddy.
You are facing off.
Is this instant?
Is it a
death
Disney
here?
question? He's going to screw us with
These
a
are
Disney
all Disney questions. You get
All
10
right.
and you get 10 seconds to answer it.
Okay.
Okay. Who goes first?
Bobby.
Okay.
Which actors voices Cusco in the new Emperor's New Groove? Which actor voices Cusco in the Emperor's New Groove? 8, 7.
I should know this.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I literally don't know. John Lithgow.
David Spade. If Peter gets this one right, we stop, and if we gets it wrong, we continue. What is the name of the female chef who works in Gusteau's in Ratatouille? Ratatouille. What is the name of the female chef who works in Gusteau's in Ratatouille? 8.
Penny.
Incorrect. We go back to Bobby.
I can go with hair color. It was red, I think.
What was the correct answer?
The correct
what was the correct answer?
Answer was
Henrietta.
Colette.
Okay.
Or Barbara. Again, Barbara. No.
All right, Bobby. Who transforms Pinocchio into a real boy? 8.
Who transforms
7,
Pinocchio into a real boy? I think that would be Geppetto.
5. Incorrect. That was the Blue Fairy.
Yeah, the blue. Yeah.
The Blue Fairy.
That's what I knew. That's what I knew.
Some whale somewhere.
Peter, you're up next. In Monsters Inc., what does code 2319 mean? 8, 7, 6.
A piece of the human world made it into the monster world.
1. You're kind of correct, but it was a contamination alert. So we're going to continue.
All right. One more round.
Bobby, in The Little Mermaid, how many sisters does Ariel have?
Oh, God, I don't know. Like 5, let's say.
6.
So,
you were closer
by that much.
All right, Peter, in Hannah Montana, who played Hannah's aunt? 7.
Billy Dean
6,
Cyrus.
5.
Billy Dean.
Dolly Parton.
Oh, shit.
Bobby, we're going to be here all night.
We are. We're stuck.
What does the queen transform into at the end of Enchanted? 5,
I don't even remember what Enchanted is.
4,
Let's
3,
say
2.
Let's say a dragon.
That is correct. That is correct. Peter, all or nothing. In Brave, what does Miranda give to her mother that turns her into a bear?
In what movie?
Brave.
Brave.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
An arrow.
A cake. We have a winner, System Glitch.
Oh,
congratulations.
Let's go.
All right, you get to give a speech.
Oh, I'd like to thank the Academy. Next, my Lord and Savior, my family, Mom, I know you're watching. Really appreciate it. Actually, everybody in chat is super awesome. Thank you guys for being here. And that's about it. Thanks.
All right, we're going to play one more track, and then we're going to say goodbye to everybody. This is System Glitch and Van der Rand with The Stars Shine Bright.
Out here ain't nothing like the The galaxy's reflecting in your eyes. Let the stars shine bright. We're past the point of no return. I know we'll make it there in time. I see the questions in your eyes. So let the stars shine bright tonight. 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 Let the stars shine bright tonight.
Oh, yeah, that was Star Shine Bright by System Glitch and Fandaran. All right, and we're going to say goodbye to everybody. Bye, Bobby. What are you grateful for, and what would you like to promote?
Oh man, I am grateful for my dear friends here. Honestly, I don't think I'd even be here doing what I'm still doing if it wasn't for Pete and Chris. So I do want to say thank you, Daniel, to you for being here, and thank you, Hesdy, for whatever it is that you do. It seems like you bring a lot of fun and joy to everything that you're a part of.
Exactly.
So that I'm grateful for as well. As far as promoting is concerned, I'm kind of in a funny season right now. Don't really know that I have anything I can promote, but I will say this. Keep your eyes open for an upcoming album announcement. That's exciting. I'm nearly finished with my second project. And then if you haven't checked out that Breathing Fire remix that I did for Shadowrunner, I would love more ears on that because it was such a special song to get to work on. I'm really grateful I had a chance to do that.
All right,
Thank you so much, Dan.
Thank you, Bobby, for coming on the show. Hesdy, can you move your mic away?
Again?
I hear you breathing the whole
I'm
time.
grateful for mouth breathers.
He's breathing fire.
All right, Peter, what are you grateful for, and what would you like to promote?
I am grateful for, again, my friends here. Grateful for you, Daniel, for having me aboard. Grateful for meeting you, Hesdy. Thank you. Bobby and Chris, love you, babies. And grateful for my wife and our little baby girl who's on its way. And yeah, just being able to be here on a nice day and being able to chat with y'all. I am promoting Volume 2 Void. It is out now. Came out in sometime February, I think it was. I don't know. It's all blur nowadays, but that's out now. And then I'll have a new album coming out later this summer. That'll kind of be like an alternate version of Void. So I've been teasing a few tracks off of it, and Colorado is my latest track that just came out. It's also going to be on the album. So keep an eye out, and yeah, it'll be out soon.
All right, Peter, thank you for coming on the show. Christian, what are you grateful for, and what would you like to promote?
Grateful for so much. I'm grateful for my son. Without him, I probably wouldn't be the person that I am today. I wouldn't be where I'm at. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for everyone who decided to show up and come out today. I can't see you. I am doing this from my phone, but I love all of you for coming out. I'm thankful for you, Daniel, for having me on. I would like to promote. I have a single coming out 2 weeks from now that you just heard, Immortal, with Trenton and Joe Barry, who is the sax player from M83. I have another one coming out in June, another one in July, and hopefully the album Ocean of Time, which is Choose Your Own Adventure album, will be out hopefully in August, maybe September. There's still some moving parts on that, so but it will be coming out soon. Got a lot of singles coming up to promote that.
Chris, thank you for being on the show. And last but not least, our heavy breather, Hesdy. What are you grateful for, and what would you like to promote?
I'm grateful to be one of your best friends.
Oh, thanks, man.
So Yeah, and grateful to be alive, to give all others fun. I want to promote to have fun, that everyone has fun in their life and enjoy their lives, and that you have to take it on every day like it's your last day. That it is you enjoy it as much as you can. So that's it.
I agree with that. Anything you want to promote?
I don't have anything to promote.
Nothing to promote. All right, Hesdy, thank you for being on the show.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to add anybody that wants to join us behind the scenes and have a chat with us right now. I'm going to add the Google Meets link to the chat right now. There you go. And join us behind the scenes for anybody that wants to stay. I have 2 tracks I want to play, and then for the final track tonight, I have a request from Keith Atherton. Let me just mute this real quick. There we go. A request from Keith Atherton, Alex, Tokyo Rose, and the Akuma with 3 a.m., and then Aftermore with Interstate Deluxe. I'll see you in the chat. and now we're going to play the last track of the night. It's a remix that's coming out soon. It's by Mythical Vigilante of my track, Into Oblivion. This is HeartBeat Hero with Into Oblivion, the Mythical Vigilante remix. Here we go. Yeah, that's it for the show today. If you enjoyed the show, please tell all your friends and family about it. Join us behind the scenes. I posted a link in the chat there. It's a new link because the other one was dead. I'm so thankful for my listeners and guests on the show. You can support the show by checking out HeartBeat Hero on Spotify, iTunes, Bandcamp, and SoundCloud. Thank you so much, Retro Phasers, Star Madman, thank you. And like Cool Mo Wee, Robin Lyson, Keith Atherton, and many more, you can support HeartBeat Hero by going to patreon.com/HeartBeatHero. The next show is the 3rd of June on Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. Paris time. I hope you can all make it to that show. And I hope to see you now in the Google Meets. You can join us by clicking the link in the Twitch chat. Have a great day, everybody.
Hi, this is Cool Moe. You are listening to Heartbeat Hero Radio.
Thank you for listening to the Heartbeat Hero Radio Show. This show is sponsored by Cool Moe Music and Cool Moe Radio DJ Shows. All radio DJ shows are posted on SoundCloud, and all tracks played are tweeted when live with the artist info and Bandcamp link when available. Finally, all tracks are added to the show's playlist on Spotify. All links are in my link tree on Instagram or Twitter. My music is on all platforms as well, including Spotify and SoundCloud. I also have a YouTube video for every song I have released. Thank you very much for listening.